Have you ever wondered where the roots of modern thought come from? Well, we find many answers in ancient Greece. Picture a time when gods and goddesses reigned supreme, and divine intervention was the go-to explanation for the mysteries of the universe. This was the world of ancient Greece, a world steeped in mythology. But then, around the 6th century BCE, there came a seismic shift in thinking, a shift that would irrevocably change the course of human history. This was the birth of philosophy. The first philosopher to emerge from this revolutionary period was Thales of Miletus. Thales was a bold thinker, a man who dared to look beyond the myths and legends of his time. He proposed something radical, that the essence of all matter was water. While this may seem simplistic to us now, Thales's idea was groundbreaking. It suggested that the world could be understood not through stories of gods and goddesses, but through natural principles. Thales's theories marked a significant departure from the traditional Greek reliance on mythology. His approach was one of logical reasoning, a pursuit of knowledge based on observation and examination. This was a revolutionary concept, and it marked the beginning of a new era of intellectual curiosity and analytical thinking. Thales's work laid the groundwork for the philosophers who would follow him. His pursuit of knowledge, his commitment to understanding the world around him, set a precedent that would be followed by the likes of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Thales's legacy is immense. His ideas sparked a revolution in thinking, a shift from myth-based explanations to logical reasoning. His work marked the birth of philosophy, and with it, a new era of critical thinking and intellectual exploration. Thus, with Thales, began an era of critical thinking and questioning that revolutionized the world. In the bustling city of Athens, a man named Socrates began questioning everything. This is where our journey into Socratic wisdom begins. Born into the classical age of Greece, Socrates was unlike the philosophers before him. He wasn't interested in the cosmos or the natural world. His philosophy centered around humans and their moral life. He believed that the pursuit of virtue was the most important task for a human being, and to him, the essence of virtue was knowledge. Socrates is best known for his unique method of inquiry, now referred to as the Socratic method. It's a process of questioning and cross-examination, designed to expose the contradictions in one's beliefs. The goal isn't to win an argument, but to arrive at the truth. This method was Socrates' way of challenging the conventional wisdom of his time, and it made him quite a controversial figure. One of the most profound beliefs of Socrates was his stance on wisdom. He famously declared, "I know that I know nothing." This statement, often called the Socratic paradox, may sound contradictory at first. But for Socrates, recognizing one's own ignorance was the first step towards gaining true wisdom. He believed that those who thought they knew everything were the most ignorant of all. Socrates also held strong views on morality. He believed that knowledge and virtue were closely linked. To him, no one knowingly does wrong. If a person does something wrong, it's because they lack the knowledge of what is right. Therefore, to live a moral life, one must seek knowledge continually. Despite his immense influence, Socrates never wrote down his teachings. He believed that written words could not capture the fluidity of thought and dialogue. However, his ideas lived on, passed down by his students, most notably Plato. It's through Plato's dialogues that we get our understanding of Socratic philosophy. Socrates left no writings, but his ideas lived on through his student Plato, sparking a new philosophical era. This legacy of Socratic wisdom continues to shape our understanding of philosophy and the pursuit of knowledge today. Plato, a student of Socrates, took his master's teachings and expanded them, creating a philosophy of his own. Plato's philosophy is a vast, encompassing system of thought, but one of his most discussed ideas is the theory of forms. This theory is a philosophical game-changer. It proposes that the world we perceive around us is not the real world, but merely a shadow or imitation of the true world of forms. According to Plato, these forms are perfect, eternal, and unchangeable, and they exist in a realm beyond our everyday perception. They represent the ultimate reality, the ideal versions of all things. Let's take the form of beauty, for instance. Every beautiful thing we see is beautiful because it partakes in the form of beauty. The beauty we perceive in a sunset, a work of art, or a person is merely a reflection of this perfect form. Plato's theory also profoundly influenced his views on knowledge. He believed that knowledge is innate, that we are born with an understanding of the forms. Learning, then, is not a process of acquiring new information, but of recollecting what we already know. Ethics also play a crucial role in Plato's philosophy. In his famous work, The Republic, he presents his vision of an ideal society, one ruled by philosopher kings, individuals who have achieved a deep understanding of the forms, particularly the form of the good. The Republic also explores concepts of justice, individual and societal, and the nature of the just man. It is in this work that Plato introduces his allegory of the cave, a vivid illustration of his theory of forms and the journey of enlightenment. Plato's philosophy is a beacon in the history of human thought, shedding light on our understanding of reality, knowledge, and ethics. It is a testament to Plato's genius that his ideas continue to provoke thought and debate over 2,000 years after his death. Plato's philosophy would go on to influence countless thinkers, including his own student Aristotle. Aristotle, unlike his teacher Plato, believed in the reality of the physical world. Now let's delve into the mind of this intellectual titan. Aristotle was a polymath, contributing to numerous fields, but for now, we'll focus on his contributions to logic. Aristotle was the father of formal logic. He believed that logic was the tool that could unlock the mysteries of the universe. His system of logic, known as syllogistic logic, is based on the idea that if you have certain premises, you can deduce a certain conclusion. It's a bit like a puzzle. If the pieces fit together in the right way, you get a clear picture. This was a revolutionary idea, and it laid the groundwork for the scientific method we use today. In addition to this, Aristotle classified knowledge into different categories. He believed that there were different types of knowledge, each with its own methods and principles. For instance, he distinguished between theoretical knowledge, which seeks to understand the world for its own sake, practical knowledge, which is about action and ethics, and productive knowledge, which is about making things. Speaking of ethics, Aristotle's views on this subject were quite unique. He proposed the concept of the golden mean, a path of moderation between extremes. For Aristotle, virtue was not about rigidly following rules, but about finding a balance. For instance, courage for him was a mean between recklessness and cowardice. It's about finding the right amount at the right time, in the right way. Aristotle's philosophy is not just about abstract concepts, but about how to live a good life. It's a philosophy that values reason, balance, and the pursuit of knowledge. It's a philosophy that encourages us to look at the world with a curious and critical eye, to question, to explore, to learn. Aristotle's ideas continue to shape our understanding of the world, demonstrating the enduring power of Greek philosophy. From the dawn of philosophy with Thales to the complex theories of Aristotle, Greek philosophy has shaped the way we think and see the world. For 2 millennia, such profound wisdom has echoed through the corridors of time, leaving an indelible imprint on our collective consciousness. In the realm of science, Greek philosophy ushered in a new era of inquiry and curiosity. It was the Greeks who first challenged the primacy of mythology, replacing it with logical reasoning and empirical observation. The scientific revolution of the 17th century, the Enlightenment of the 18th, and the technological advancements of today can all trace their roots back to the scientific spirit kindled by the Greeks. In the sphere of politics, the concepts of democracy, citizenship, and constitutionalism owe their existence to the political philosophy of ancient Greece. The Athenian model of direct democracy and the emphasis on civic duty and public discourse are still evident in democratic societies today. Even the very idea of politics as a distinct field of study was a Greek invention. When it comes to ethics, Greek philosophy has provided a compass to navigate the complex labyrinth of moral dilemmas. The Socratic method of questioning, the Platonic ideals of justice and virtue, and the Aristotelian concept of the golden mean have all contributed to the formation of ethical frameworks that guide our actions in the modern world. Greek philosophy is not just a relic from the past, but a living legacy that continues to shape our thoughts, our actions, and indeed our world. It has taught us to question, to reason, and to seek truth. It has shown us the beauty of ideas, the power of logic, and the importance of wisdom. So the next time you ponder a deep question, Remember the ancient Greeks, who were the first to dare to know. Subscribe for more content.